got 20 units to drop here at the Sam's in Springfield, Illinois. And then I'm going to a couple of Walmarts here and a Discount Tire. My second stop is this Discount Tire, and I'm unloading 10 here. And I got 2 more stops here in Springfield, Illinois, and then I'm headed over to my next city. Currently at my 8th stop of 11. I'm at my second stop here in Decatur, Illinois. What's going on? Y'all got 2 tires for you. Yep. I'm here at my final stop in Lincoln, Illinois. As I stated, Curri called me last Thursday and offered me this route for Monday through Thursday, 4 days. And initially they offered me $750 a day for 250 miles round back to the warehouse approximately. Today it was 199 miles, but they base it off an approximate distance. And yeah, they offered me $750. I was able to negotiate $8. And from the warehouse to my initial stop, which was Springfield, Illinois, my first 5 stops were in Springfield. 2 Walmarts, the Sam's Club, and a couple tire dealerships. It was 70 miles from the warehouse to Springfield. Once I completed that, I went over to Buffalo, Illinois, which was about 20 minutes from Springfield. I dropped like 4 tires there. From Buffalo, I headed over to Decatur. I had 3 stops in Decatur, 1 at the Sam's, 1 at the Walmart, 1 at a discount tire. Completed that, and now I'm finishing up here in Lincoln, Illinois. I was actually supposed to be on site at the tire warehouse at 5 a.m., which is what Curri was asking. And I contacted the rep because I ran an Amazon load last night for right up under 700. So I ended up running a little behind, and I contacted one of the individuals that work at the tire dealership. I had her number from the last time. So I told her that I was gonna get there about 6:30 a.m. She said it was fine. And honestly, I don't think I need to be there as early as they're requiring me to, because I started at 7 a.m. and I'm done by 1 p.m. So it doesn't seem like it's as crucial as they're making it out to be for me to be there at 5 a.m. But I'm about to dump these off really quick, and I'll pop back in with you guys in a few. And I don't know what it was last week, if it's just picking up, if I'm some type of hot commodity right now, I don't know what it is, but both Mothership and Curri contacted me with routes. Curri via text message and Mothership through the Mothership app. They had a total of, I believe, 7 routes on there, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, that just were not being filled. So one of their representatives contacted me through the app and asked me would I take any of the routes that were available on the app. So I broke down and took a 4-stop run. It was going 94 miles for a total of $360. I went to head over to the pickup location, and my GPS kept trying to route me down Lakeshore Drive. Anybody that's familiar with the Chicagoland area knows that trucks cannot go down Lakeshore Drive. They have to exit by 31st Street. So I try to use Mothership's GPS and I get the same result. It's trying to take me directly down Lakeshore Drive north. So I contact Mothership before I cancel the load, because that was my intentions. And I told them, I said, hey, I'm having issues with the routing, and I'm thinking that this route will more likely require a Sprinter van. So before I canceled it, I just wanted to contact you guys. And he said, well, can you change the options on the app? I said, no, it's not allowing me to do that. It's not giving me a direct route. So the Mothership rep advised me that he was going to go ahead and cancel the route. I booked 1 route, 2 picks, and 2 drops. So when he told me he was canceling the route, I told him, thanks, I appreciate it, and I will be sure not to book that route in the future, because I realized I was canceling a load. But if I can't safely navigate to the location, then that's not my problem. So he told me, was it anything else that I needed help with? I said no, and that was that. 2 or 3 hours later, I'm looking at the Mothership app and I'm realizing that it's now a one-stop run that's assigned to me. And I didn't book a one-stop run. The only run I booked was the run that I'm telling you guys about. So I'm seeing it on the app and I'm like, it must be some type of glitch or something, I don't know, but I knew I didn't book nothing. So I kind of ignored it. Approximately 3 or 4 hours later, after I've navigated across town through traffic, it's now heading into rush hour, 2, 3 p.m. And like I said, I'm parked, relaxing, looking at the load board. I constantly keep getting a call from the California, Los Angeles area. And I'm like, who keep calling me from this number? It went on for like almost an hour. So eventually I answered and I said, hello? And they said, yeah, this is Mothership. We're just wondering how close you are to the pickup location. And I told them, hey, it must be some type of mistake because I had a route canceled due to not being able to safely navigate. That was the only route I booked. And the rep proceeded to explain to me that when they canceled the route, they only canceled half of it, if this makes any sense. Now, I booked one route, 2 picks, 2 drops. Just hit one book button. They're telling me when they canceled the route, they only canceled the stop that I couldn't navigate to. And they split it up. They changed the rate to $170 from $360 and then reassigned it to me. And so I'm like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, when he canceled it, he only canceled the stop you couldn't navigate to. And I'm like, so he didn't advise me of this? And he like, yeah, it must have been some type of error on our end. And he like, are you able to complete the route? And everything in me is telling me to say no. I explained to him, it's now rush hour. I could have been done a long time ago had he explained to me the situation. Also, I never agreed to a route for $170. The route I agreed to paid $360. So how can you change the rate on a route, don't get me to agree to it, assign it to me and expect me to run it? And so I told him, I'm like, plus it's rush hour. So I don't know who came up with that rate. I told him I'm gonna run it because I want to help you guys out. And I understand it was some type of mishap, but I can't do it for that amount of money. So the rep told me he would work something out. He would cancel it and resend it to me for a higher rate if I could knock it out. And everything in me was telling me to just say I could not do it. But I understand relationships and I didn't want to sever ties with them on a bad note. So I went ahead through rush hour traffic, went over, picked up the one stop and dropped it. The Mothership rep kept his word and increased the rate from 170 to like 205. So he gave me an extra $35, but he did tack something else onto it. He was very apologetic and he kept me on the phone just, you know, trying to talk me to death, thanking me for taking the load. And I told him, I said, this wasn't my mess up, but I understand you guys were in a bind. I accepted a route. I thought the entire route was canceled, but I'm gonna run this just to help you guys out. So I'm sure that that increased my status with Mothership. Not that it means a whole bunch either way, but I could tell that the guy was appreciative. So I went ahead and ran it. And when I went over to the pickup, here's the next catch. I get to the pickup location. The lady at the dock advised me that the load I was picking up had been loaded onto a semi. It's on your truck?
Yeah.
Wow.
And those were the first ones he loaded.
So you gotta pull everything off? You probably just rather take it, huh?
I get paid either way.
And see, my thing, I was an hour away. Yeah. I booked one load and I couldn't get there due to bridges.
Yeah.
So they told me it was canceled, but they cut it in half. And then 4 hours later, called me like, hey, are you gonna go over there? And I'm like, you canceled it. And they like, no, well, it was 2 parts. And I'm like, I booked one, so yeah. Big headed. So if I get here and it's no freight, oh, it's gonna be, man.
Yeah, they didn't even, I didn't check that. They didn't even put a carrier on here.
That sounds about right. Yeah, it's been one of them days, man. And I didn't want to come, so I'm like, and it's already on your truck now, but like you said, it don't matter to you one way or another.
The longer I take, the less chance I get something up. So
Well,
I get back later.
How much you got on here?
They put 11 on me, and you're the first 3, so I'm gonna take 4.
So do they gotta come pull all of that off? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that'll help me miss some of the damn rush hour traffic.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Right now
It's gonna be a slow crawl anyway. So, wow. What a story.
Yeah. better than his app.
Yeah.
If in app, I have to give you a lot of day one, and then they have to bring it back on the order for me.
I mean, honestly, kind of just is what it is, I guess. It sucks, but I'll wait. It's fine.
It's still lucky.
Not only had it been loaded onto a semi, it was at the front of the semi, meaning the very back, and it had 11 skids in front of it. The forklift driver had made a mistake. So he had to come back and unload 11 skids to take the first 3 skids off to give them to me. So the load was already on another truck ready to ship regardless. Mothership rushed me over to the pickup, and I find out that it's already loaded on another truck. So I had another hour or so I had to wait. So I'm like, once again, this is one of these testy Mothership situations. Nonetheless, I thought my way through it and didn't end up having to, like I said, sever ties with Mothership. But I'm telling you, it's just always unpredictable. And just to be honest with you guys, it seems like a lot of these Mothership runs, to the naked eye, look good. And when you get on them, you're encountering all type of different issues dropping off, to where I understand why they have loads that are sitting on their app for days at a time now. So many people have got burned so many times that they're not even attempting to run those loads until they reach $400 and $500. Like I said, I wouldn't take nothing till it hit 360. And that's not even going 100 miles, which is still a little less than what I normally run for, but it's feasible during the daytime. But Mothership kind of got to get their app together and get this routing in order so people are not risking their equipment to run these loads. Every other box truck I pass by damn near has some type of damage to the roof, to where people not even fixing it no more. They just riding around like that. It just kind of is a sign of the times.